Hi, my name is Charles Givery, and today I'm going to show you how to create interactive dashboards using Streamlit. I've been very impressed and with how easy it is to create interactive dashboards with this platform. And as a data scientist, I'm often asked, I've often been in the position where you kind of have to create data products for people. What tends to happen is we tend to use Jupyter notebooks a lot, and what I find in general is that this is really a better solution for this if you have to create some sort of interactive or some sort of data product where you're going to share it with someone, especially if that someone is not a fellow data person. So without further ado, let's kind of dive into it. And you see here, I have some code. I'm reading a CSV file into a pandas data frame. This tutorial, what I'm going to walk you through is just kind of some layout elements and how you can use that to render this stuff on a page. And then the next one, I'll show you kind of how to make it more interactive, how to render maps and so forth. So first order of business is let's just plot the data on the data frame on the page. So what we can do is we can do this. My data frame is called data, and we can actually just start out with just doing that. And then I'm going to set the use container width to true, because that will just make it a little bit nicer. I'm also going to set another parameter called hide index. I'm going to set that to true because it just makes it look nicer. So with that said, I have really one line of code here. Oh, and you have to import Streamlit, and typicily the convention is to import it as ST. So once you do that, then you type in Streamlit run, and then my demo here is called main.py, and then we have that, and then I can just rerun this over here, and there we go. Now I'm going to set this to use the wide mode here, just so it looks a little bit nicer. And here we go. Here's my data frame. Pretty cool, eh? So next step is let's make a visualization. I'm going to take a bar chart, and we're going to create that. And then to rerun it, I can just do this. Now, what's really neat is that unlike kind of your standard Jupyter notebook, first off, it's very easy to host this, and I'll show you how to do that in future videos. But what these data frame visualizations, they're searchable, so I can do things like I can see which rows have that. And then it will let me find those rows. By clicking on the column header, it's also searchable. I can download these results as a CSV file. There's a lot of kind of other functionality that's kind of built into this. So it makes it very easy to make data products ultimately. Okay, so now we have a bar chart, and likewise for the bar chart, we can save this, you can download it, you can do all sorts of other stuff with it. So anyway, so that's that. Now, let's say that I want to maybe make this a little bit nicer and lay this out a little bit neater. So what I can do is, there are a lot of different layout elements, but one of them are columns. So what I can do is I can create two columns, and let's, instead of putting this under the graph, let's put this under the table rather. Let's put this on top. So I'm going to create two columns, and we do this, we call it st.columns. So now I have two columns here, and I'm going to cheat a little bit here because I have the code cut and pasted over here. I'm going to do this and that, and let's delete this, and let's rerun it and see what we got. So now we have my two visualizations on top of the pie chart here, and this is very configurable. So you can see here, if I move my mouse over here, we can, in theory at least, we can set the gap, we can do all sorts of other type things with this. We can add a header here, so like we could say, well, what is this? Let's see what that looks like. Kind of nice. Nicer. You can also add, okay. All right. Okay. Now, as another neat little thing that we can do, let's add some tabs here. So let's say that I wanted to have tabs. What I can do is I can add, let's call this tech tab and location tab and equal st tabs, and then so this will create tabs. We need to give it a list of names here. So let's call it technical details and okay. Details and location information. Okay. So now I've created these two tabs. As a next step, we have to add this to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the columns to the tech tab instead of just floating out there. And then I can do the same thing here. So with tech tab, no, don't do that. Sometimes I don't like these AI assistants. And now is one of them. Now, I'm using the with notation here. You don't actually have to do that. There's another way of, this is just one way of doing this, but let's rerun this and watch what happens. So now we have technical details and location information. And the reason there's nothing there is because I didn't add anything to that. So let's add something to that. And here we go. And now we have this nice little and there we have it. Now, the last thing I'll go through here is, let's say that you want to add some metrics to this. What we can do is there's the Streamlit has like some visualization libraries call these like big number, so they call them metrics. So this here I can do is I can do something like this, where this is showing, this has like high level metrics, and we can have like a whole bunch of these at the top, and you can reconfigure them and so forth. So there you go. In like less than 10 minutes, we've created a interactive dashboard that can be deployed on really easily on virtually any kind of hosting environment. And this, you can see the coding for this is really straightforward. You don't have to learn any JavaScript or anything like that. In part 2 of this, I will demonstrate how to add interactive elements to this, so form elements and some other stuff, and we'll create some cool some other cool dashboarding effects for that. So stay tuned for part 2. Thank you very much.